live. We're here. We're we're awesome. Hi guys. We're
Hello!
back
And
on a
as,
Monday. What the hell?
and as Stuart said before the live, I'm old now.
Yeah, I said happy birthday, old man.
I feel, yeah. For those of you that don't know,
You know,
32 is when it all changes.
yeah, that's how it works. I had my birthday, obviously May 28th. He had his birthday June 7th, which means now he's older than me because he has his birthday after me. That's how that math
I have
works.
birthdayed
So
sooner, so therefore, that is. I mean, I've heard that works some way. Look, you don't come here for math, unless it's warp math.
you
Trek,
come here for
not.
math, you're going to not learn anything because I hate math.
It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of
there you
does.
go. Yeah,
No, we got a new trailer. We got a trailer. This is our first time in a long while. I guess Lower Decks was our last. And that was
yeah.
because we went through a pretty constant stream of Trek, and then bit of a drought.
Bit, yeah.
Yeah, October 15th, 2024 was Lower X trailer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna get Academy. And this, as I said, and Tawny's been filming it, so there's still 3 shows existing, but yeah.
And there's a new kids show coming, which is more for younger kids, which is going to be an
Ah,
animated show.
did
Yeah,
I,
I've
did I,
heard this.
did I hear about this?
I,
Was what?
I don't know if you've heard about it.
Breaking
I'm just
news.
saying.
Oh, is that the rumored one that was like they took out a copyright thing, but not like announced?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, that can also just be like a concept show, which is fine. But I feel hard to believe they do another kid show, but even younger. You know?
Well, it's kind of like that Jedi show for Star Wars, like really goofy animation, and I don't know. We'll see.
That's such a minuscule percentage of the population that would watch that. I guess there's new
Kids.
fans, but
Yeah, kids. And then they get into Star Trek, and then they watch everything else when they grow up.
the problem is kids like TOS. They liked hoity sci-fi stuff. They didn't. If you join Star Trek
But
because
new
you like,
kids are stupid.
I understand that it's very true. But if you teach young children to like Goofy and they try and watch anything else, they're like, well, that's not Star Trek. Like, guys, it's been that. Whereas if you show them the real stuff, then they might like the real stuff because, that seems. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll deal with it when it comes. I'm just saying.
No,
There's a Trek on the horizon.
It's like if you showed kids the Robot Chicken creators like not released Star Wars, if that was their Star Wars, the one that was not finished, or was finished but not released. It's like it's such a skew. Yeah, Star Wars is a comedy about giant heads. It's like,
Well, that's more for adults. That's more satirical humor.
but I can imagine kids be like, oh, the pretty thing. Anyway, so that was our review of the Star Trek unannounced kids show coming in 2000 and something on the Something channel at something PM. Reviews to come on Trekyards.
Perfect.
What are we actually doing though? Because I saw Vamps some other way.
We are taking a look at the season 3 trailer for Strange New Worlds, the full official trailer, which honestly, there's not much going on in the trailer, in my opinion, but we'll have to analyze it and see. I didn't have much to talk about when I did my first reaction review to it. It was kind of just, okay, there's a bunch of people, friendship's important, cool. Moving on. There's not a whole lot there, and in my opinion, but we always learn when we go through these and break it down. So we'll see what's going on. There's some tantalizing stuff, a few great visuals of ships and whatnot, as well as possibly a gateway of some kind, maybe Iconian.
Ooh,
I don't know.
yeah.
We'll have to get there.
Things.
Yeah.
And there's something else you talked about where visual might be a clue, but given they've been so slanted in what visuals they use, it's really hard with Strange Worlds to make accurate visual canon connections because they've jumped sharks. So is that a this or a that? I don't know, because this, it's like, oh, whereas in the olden days we're like, that L-Car's a TOS, therefore it must be TOS. Like, that L-Car's looks in the future. No, it's just the same era. Like, oh, hard to tell these days, but that's just the slant they went on.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start sharing. I think it's lots to talk about because we always talk about stuff. But let us know. thoughts, comments, questions. See you in a second.
Super chat in if you're able to with those thoughts, comments, and questions. Let us know anything you guys noticed or maybe have questions about in this trailer. We'll try to address them. But yes, we're going to go through it scene by scene, frame by frame ish, and see what we can glean from this, because it'll be quite interesting to see where this season goes. Yes, there has been a confirmed fourth season, which they are filming now or have filmed, one or the other. There's talk of season 5, but nothing really officially confirmed yet. So anyway, we're going to go through this. So hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and click the notification bell icon to all, so you don't miss any of our edited content when Strange New World Season 3 comes out, because we'll be doing, of course, regular reviews of every episode. We'll be doing breakdowns of every episode, and then anything new tech-wise or ship-wise, we'll be covering that with edited content. So you don't want to miss any of that. So make sure you're subscribed and click the notification bell icon to all. Also, you can join the channel here on YouTube. There's a join button down there, or you can head over to Patreon/Trekyards and support us on a monthly basis over there. But honestly, just hitting the like button. 30 of you here right now, 12 likes. Let's get those likes up to 20, guys. Should be no problem. That all helps immensely. So does any super chats, or, you know, like I said, those monthly subscriptions. They all make a big deal. They all make they are a big deal. They make a big, they mean a lot to us. That's what I'm saying. So if you can, please do. Helps us keep doing what we're doing here, and we really appreciate that. So also, there are links down below to the Teespring and the TeePublic stores, so make sure you click those to check out any Trekyards merchandise or other merchandise you guys want to look at or get. That'd be amazing. A lot of ways to support us, but honestly, just being here and being part of the conversation, big deal. We have a fantastic community and a lot of great regulars, so we want you guys to be a part of it. If you're brand new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for being here. You're spending time with us, and that's a good thing. But hit that like button, guys. Let's get those likes up to 20. We can do it. 7 more likes. Classic for Real throws in $2.
Oh.
Here's $1 USD per minute of trailer runtime. Thanks. It was only a minute and 24 seconds or something. It wasn't super long. But it's a trailer, so it's fine. Although possible spoilers in the trailer, I'm just saying.
What?
I mean, that's the trailer, but there's a major plot point that like, stop.
Yeah, they can't be spoilers if it's in the trailer, because, I mean, it isn't a spoiler, it's a showing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your fault for being noticing of things, but, like, nowadays, of course, anything trailer, they know that people are going to scrutinize. That's why you reveal things, big things. That's why at the end of season 1 of Picard trailer, bam, there's 7 of 9, because they're going for that big moment. So therefore, trailers are very intentional. All right, so Stuart,
that's my name.
Is the big question I always ask you: what do you think of this trailer? Your general thoughts? What do you think?
I've kind of already gone there, like I said, with my first reaction.
Well, I don't know, Stuart, so please tell me.
Lead up of this one, I've already mentioned it in this one. There's not much to glean here. There's a lot of close-ups on faces and talking about friendship being important and a good crew. And we get, Kirk taking command of the Enterprise for the first time. I would assume Pike's going on an away mission or something dangerous, and he needs somebody he can rely on. And there's a damaged Farragut. There's a lot to visually in this that we see that it's like, okay, we kind of get a gist of what's going on. But at the same time, there's not a lot going on, in my opinion. A lot of relationship stuff and kind of fun, quirky, like Strange New Worlds-esque things. I don't know. I just wish there would have been a little more. We see some Gorn. We see, it's Gorn ships. Anyway, sorry. Not just Gorn. Anyway.
Well, what do you mean, see some more? See some more of what? Because it's been, over a year and a half, I believe, since the last bit of Stranger Worlds. What do you mean? What were you looking for then, if you sort of realistically had your way with this show?
I would love some ideas on what the hell's coming up. Like I said, it feels like a very feel-good trailer. I don't know. I'm very conflicted on it. I watched it like multiple times and didn't really get much out of it. So that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. It's just like they didn't show us much of anything. So I don't know. I'm just kind of sitting here going, it's okay. The teaser trailer was actually better. We saw some more visuals in that I think I found more enjoyable.
Oh, the hollow deck. I mean, that gives us one moment of 20 minutes of discussion. I don't know if there's one bit that will generate that on this per se.
Yeah. So I know it was your birthday when you sent the link to me.
Yes.
What
Oh,
did
was
you
I
think?
first? Did I manage to,
Yeah. Yeah.
was I
What
first?
did you
Did I manage to
What
send
did you
to
think when
before
you
other people?
first saw it on your birthday? And I want to hear your thoughts. What did you think of this? You said there's more to talk about than
Did I?
I think there is. You did.
Maybe I'm just vamping. Yeah, no, yeah, it was my birthday. I think we were about to order the Chinese, and as such, I remember sort of ready to go, and I'm like, oh no, the trailer came out. Shit, this is great, but also shit. So I had to make everyone pause and watch it. I mean, it's only a minute and a half. I'm like, right, stop, stop. I'm not ordering it. I literally had my phone in my hand of like, stop. So I watched it, and I thought, okay, and then ordered Chinese, and we got the food. You
That's
know,
hilarious.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Fleet Paw, $2. Have no fear. Fleet Paw is here.
Oh,
Trailer was good.
oh,
And then
oh.
Classic says, see, Fleet Paw also contributed $1 USD per minute of trailer runtime. There you go. You should all do that. All 27 of you. $1.
Yeah, yes, yes. No, it's I went away thinking, okay, so they've changed the tone again. They're going for a we've got an audience who like us. People like our characters. We can do whatever we want vibe. Because it wasn't trying to be TOS, it wasn't trying to be TNG, it wasn't trying to be Discovery, it wasn't trying to be anything else. Because no other trailer in Star Trek history would ever focus on relationships. Because that'd be an instant turn off for a percentage of the fan base. Right? You know, this season on Lower Decks, Boimler and Mariner get together. And then half the trailer's that. Like, that wouldn't happen, it would not appeal to people. But this is a weird show where weird stuff happens, so it has a slightly more... It doesn't feel as out of place, but to have that's one of the selling points of the season. Like, literally,
New romances is one of the things they flashed on screen.
is like, oh, so we're just doing anything. Now, it's not a complaint, it's just a, oh, okay, interesting. So I'm going to start a poll as well. That was my initial. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that thought.
Well, it's kind of what I already said. There's not much going on. It's
No, I mean
relationship
about
feel
my
goody stuff.
about the sell of a relationship and if that would put people off or whatnot. Like yeah.
It wouldn't put people off. A lot of people are interested in that. The only thing that I have to say about that is Stranger Worlds has been really good at doing episodic stuff. Yes, they have overarching stuff. That's fine. I just the relationship stuff doesn't really interest me per se. Like I don't care that Uhura has a crush on Ortegas's boyfriend unless he's like going to be some kind of sleazeball that gets them into trouble, and then it's like, okay, well, we know it doesn't go anywhere because she's not with him and or he's not mentioned anywhere else, so it's not a huge issue. It's probably just a feel goody episode. Maybe there's like some kind of love virus on board or something that will be the main plot, and that'll be quite interesting, where everybody's kind of like falling for different people or whatever. That could work really well. But from splashing new romances on screen, it's like, okay, wow, thanks, don't care. Um, I wouldn't say a lot of people would be turned off by that because a lot of people love this crew and cast, and they would want to see some shipping,
Well,
as it were.
but I meant more for other Trek. Like if there'd be a TNG trailer
Yeah.
in season 6 of new romances for the crew. Like that's not what you tune into any Trek for. This Trek is unique, is what I'm saying. Like it kind of
Well,
works, but you wouldn't for
that would
Prodigy or
work.
DS9 or Lower Decks or
That would
Enterprise.
work. That would work for TNG if it was like next week on Star Trek: The Next Generation, new romances budding aboard the Enterprise, and yeah, like I said, it's all because of a virus or something.
But not as a season trailer thing.
No, no, absolutely not.
And
No,
that's
no, no.
Dan. That's what this was a season trailer.
Well, they never did season trailers back then either, so it's a different format
Yeah.
altogether. So
I want to address. I'm confused with this. Dan Ben says, "Did you know the premise of Toy Newson's Star Trek Holiday Resort comedy has changed to be about a planet being welcomed to the Federation? That's horrible as an idea." Dan, can you cite your source? I Google this and nothing's come up since last year. So let us know because that is a awful change and I hate that because it takes all the creativity out of it. Let us know, Dan, where are you getting that from? Because that's a huge, huge thing that's not been reported as far as I've seen. Have you seen that? Have you heard that?
I have not.
Yeah, let us know. Hate that. Yeah, so yeah, trailer. I mean they would they got player ship stuff, but none of it was particularly engaging to me personally. The Klingon shot looked great, So that at least positive. But then you get the good Klingon D7 shot with horrible to see the Raider again. They come from Discovery, so you equal out the great with the absolute horrible. And I hate seeing that just in general. It's like just because it's a nice 3D model, build your goddamn own. You have so low standards in 3D modeling, build something new. It's fine. Once again, I felt Pike is going to be underused this season because it's about everyone else. He felt very unpresent in this show, and the fact that the first thing he's in is a comedic jab against him, kind of making fun of his catchphrase, is a dismissive. And we've moved away more from season 1 where he's a strong leader, but ensemble piece, whatever, it's not a problem. Just he's not very present in the trailer. I also don't need to see more Kirk taking command. I don't want to see that in the show to set the canon point, because the show doesn't look like TOS. So I'm disappointed to see that. I'm happy to see him as like a cousin, but yeah, to have his first Enterprise mission here is sad to me, because like it's not the TOS Connie. It's not the Connie, like it's not the Enterprise. It's their weird fun version, but it's not. So that's disappointing. But
yeah,
and everyone looked older. I thought, like Chapel and Uhura, they're all quite fresh faced in season 1. They all feel like now they've looked in their 40s. I don't know. I mean, close ups don't help, but I thought none of them look young anymore. I mean, it's been a few years, but like the youthful energy I now think has gone from this trailer. La'an as well. I mean, and she's very young, and she's not very young, but she's a very young person. But like I don't know, they all felt older. I wonder if that's because they're doing serious stuff. But it was a very young, fresh show in season 1. That's not this trailer vibe to me. More established, older. Not a complaint, just a note.
Didn't even think that, honestly. Yeah, interesting. It's cool that they filmed season 3 and season 4 back to back, though. I mean, Picard did the same thing with season 2 and season 3, so yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping for a really good continuation of what Strange New Worlds has been, because it has been really enjoyable as a whole. And yeah, there's another Connie in the trailer as well. Like there's 2 Connies, like one upside down firing.
Or is it the other stupid not class?
It's not a somber class, because that'd be stupid. They're not. I hope they don't double down on that. But yeah, I freeze frame that. I looked for a registry number, because there should be a registry number on the bottom of a TOS one on the side. There's nothing. I don't know if they left that out deliberately to not give us a clue, because that would be easy enough to do. I think that'd be easy enough to do. I think. Yep. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, I was. There was no. Well, before we go into it, so what was the single biggest thing that excited you in the trailer? Because in theory, there's a Star Trek show for Trekkies and new audience members with a cast that we like, genuinely all of them, I think, for the most part, with sets we like, or they're not very prime feeling, whatever. What was the thing that excited you most in this? Because the thing is meant to excite you and get you interested. What was the one thing of most?
Klingon ship, probably. Wasn't a lot that really grabbed me, like I said. The thing that got me excited, maybe the gateway scene, because I'm interested to see what that is. If it's an Iconian gateway or something else, could open up a lot of possibilities. But other than that, there really wasn't much that excited me. I think the ships were probably the best part for me personally, but that kind of goes without saying over here.
Yeah. And the poll also is up. Like it, love it, meh, okay. Let us know, vote now, 22 people. Yeah, for me, the exact same thing. I mean, the D7 we've seen before, nothing special there. Literally that angle kind of thing before. But yeah, the gateway is the only thing that grabbed me. But I don't want to be Iconian, because then you're just using the TNG thing, and not as well, because they'll do some weird shit with it, because they'll have to, because they're Stranger Worlds. So another alien gateway is fine. It's just a little door. But I like gateways. There's several in Trek. They can be fun. Time gateway, dimension gateway, fake gateway from Trelane to suck them in, right? There's things you can, all Guardian Forever, pretending to be something else. There's a few ways you could take that. So that was the best thing for me, because it was alien-y, but in keeping with the TOS vibe. Well, not. I don't want it to just be the TNG, because again, they will not do the art design that it should be, because they don't.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad. And certainly I would have done this had I been them. There's no like. It would have been nice if there was a crossover episode with Lower Decks or Picard or something else. And so in this trailer, because that was one of the best episodes of season to, they could have shown out of the blue, there's Boimler again, or that sort of thing would bring up as well. Something.
But that would also be a really nice surprise to have that be a thing and not give it away in the trailer.
Sure, but if we're not excited by the trailer at all, then having a crossover episode would be instantly several points ahead. Or even, someone in TOS uniform, and it's like, wow, I'm always a proponent of shooting on Ticonderoga something,
Yeah.
For God's sake, it's crazy free.
Jason Spurlock says, guys, it's okay. It's not Section 31. This is true. And we're not complaining. We're just kind of pointing out things that we noticed or are excited about. So
okay, Dan, I'll post the Reddit site, because that's not gone the internet as far as I've seen, and we're quite in the know. So
and Reddit is Reddit. People say things all the time that aren't substantiated. So
yeah, I mean, you can literally say anything anytime. It's that sort of place.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but we start the trailer with Pike looking like Pike. Looks the same, bit more grey hair maybe.
Yep.
Same old set.
Spock.
Let's do some brightness things. And then Spock, looking identical. Nothing whatsoever.
Actually, really. Yeah, this was really weird and off-putting for me. It's just all their faces. Like the intro, it's like, okay, we get it. But before we move on, though, Sergeant Montgomery, $2. And canon changes up for grabs? Seems like it to me. I'm interested to hear why you think that, but it's kind of always up for grabs with them. They can do whatever they want. So
yeah, and we can ignore them when they don't make sense, because they know like those aren't the real Gorn. They can't be. So they're doing their own thing and they're enjoying their own whatever. That's fine. But I'm not gonna. If and when I get someone to recreate these corridors for a fan film, I do. Boy, will make a point of showing TOS and them at the same time and making jokes about how, wow, what happened? Why are they 3 times as big or something? Because of course, if you actually film them as they are, they're silly. Like, I'm sure you fit the corridor like in the middle of the other corridor. Yeah.
Fleet Paw throws in $10.
Oh.
I did the same thing with the 2 ships firing. They left the registry off intentionally, probably because folks are learning that we dissect these frame by frame, looking for clues and errors. Maybe.
I mean, they've known that for a decade of YouTube, 2 decades.
Oh yes, yeah.
I don't know. I guess you could have something like Excalibur. Would be fun to see, but there's not really any other Connies that have a particular place. Like it would have been Farragut. Had Farragut been a Connie.
It would have been cool to be the Constitution.
That's true. Okay.
1700.
That is true. Yeah.
Or if it's a USS Peregrine or some shit where it's a somber class.
The USS Sombra. It's great. It's exciting times. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, all their faces, and like I say, I mean, there's literally nothing gleaned from this, right? In terms of a trailer, we know the cast, the sets.
Everybody looks happy.
Wow.
Spock.
Oh, actually, that's what I thought. Yeah, Spock. Actually, that is what I thought when I was watching this first book. So obviously, we're doing this visually, but audio wise, Una's like, the darkness. We're here for the darkness. I just kept thinking. I just watched a few times thinking, what we 2009. The darkness inside. Like it's super 09 the way it starts. Like there's a bit cliches. I'm not being trying to be negative, but that's not. I felt 09. The visuals, the editing.
Yeah.
It felt like a JJ verse piece where they're trying a bit more like mass media fancy, but they end up being more boring and cliche.
Yeah.
Because they've had really amazing trailers. This is not one of them. This is probably their worst trailer in all 3 seasons.
I think so, yeah.
They've had some really good trailers.
With the feeling I had after watching it a few times, yes. Like the first time I get it, I can miss things. But after watching it like 4 times before I talk about it first, it's like there's nothing that I can really glean from this. Let's see. It's Jason Spurlock says, I have faith in the Strange New World cast. It's a good crew. It is, absolutely. I have faith in it as well. This trailer could not do the season justice, and that's probably the case, hopefully. We'll have to see. But we will be looking at them episode by episode, so...
Yeah, they've been shockingly good. We've been some of the strongest proponents despite the visual changes. But yeah, if you're trying to get people excited, this is a bad trailer for that. I can only hope they've got some really, really cool things, and they don't want to show any of them. Honestly, because they didn't show any cool stuff in this, really. Like, nothing was cool, really. So therefore, I'm hoping that means they're saving stuff. But then, but we had the holodeck last episode, and there's things they showed. So they showed quite a lot over both. But I don't know. It was an interesting choice. But yeah, did you think 09? Did you think the kind of like more movie style vibe? No. Okay.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then Anne, and she looks older to me. Like, the youthful glow is now gone, is what I felt looking at her portrait.
Yeah. She looks more hardened, more, scene shit kind of vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's weird because she's got that, and then we got Uhura who looks just kind of indifferent.
Again, older. Does not look fresh anymore.
The number one, Nurse Chapel, and they're both smiling. It's like, okay, it's a weird tone to be setting, but okay.
And yeah, don't like Chapel's new hair. Too much.
I like Uhura's though. Uhura's looks good.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, Chapel's gonna be off ship for a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, and then we come to our first problematic thing that I heard doing my first reaction. Spoilers! We got Captain Patel and Pike back together again. So she survives the first episode. Fair enough. I made the devil's advocate point this could be a flashback scene. Kind of doubt it, because she is in it later as well, in uniform. So,
okay. The problem is, do we care about her living or dying, in the overall sense?
Not really, but I mean, Pike should be happy before he becomes a vegetable. So. I kind of want Pike to.
The ends with Vina, so we know that's not his forever lady. Although Vina's of course really weird to end up with Vina, but still. Yeah, I saw this as very much a she died and it's horrible, and this is like he can't go over it for obvious reasons. Episode 6, he's like flashing back, but like fake memories, so he's like triggering. Yeah. Or even, as you said previously, like an episode where they're infected and he's seeing a fictitious universe in his head. Like, he goes to a safe place, and a safe place is his quarters. He turns the alert him between 9 and 12, and he just has visions of her. And it's that, like, she's in literally just a jumper from Walmart, right? It's so, you know what I mean? And she's in slippers, right? It's a very so I kind of either see it as that, and he's very, yeah. That, or she's fine. It's just, he's happy she's okay, and she chose to wear a nice jumper. So it's either literally extreme of being, whoa, because the lighting's all nice and fresh and happy, or a flashback as well. But either way, don't mind if she dies. Rather she didn't. But the episode wasn't very good either. So, as in the setup for her being dead. So, yes.
Yeah. Spike Psycho, $10.
Oh,
finally off. Here's an idea. Maybe use ships from the fan design Starfleet Museum. Well, they're fan designed. That's the problem. They're not going to do that because they'd have to pay rights and stuff. So.
Yeah, and I mean, fans don't own their art because they're based on Trek, but you can't just steal it either because it's a grey area. And what if the fan wants money? Because they could use it, irrespective, but
yeah.
But also, designers tend to do their own thing because that's what they're getting paid for. Even if it's like the Farragut in Stranger Worlds is new, but it's just a Connie with curved. So, yeah, okay.
Oh God.
Or the Archer from season 1. It's like, well, it's just a Saladin, but it's not because it's a little bit different.
Quite a bit different size-wise, for sure.
Ortega's.
Next shot is Ortega's. I hear she flies the ship, and again, she's looking very happy, just like the last two we've seen. It's a weird, like, is this in an episode? Is this a flash thing that's going through somebody's brain, or is this literally filmed for this purpose of this trailer? Because he seemed like, smile for the camera.
Or don't smile for the camera, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I remember there's an episode where someone has psychic abilities, and the version of this is that they look at you and then you get this direct middle shot and then you hear their thoughts. But based on a rewatch interview with this lovely lady recently, and ha, it's an episode of the season for you, and body language. So I'm very interested to see her episode that's about her, because she's not had one yet. Well, others have had more than one. Like, Mbenga, he's had 2, plus many other hero moments. Give her 1, guys. She's actually, everyone's good. So I'm hoping 1 will come her way.
Yeah, she's great.
Because she should get 1. Then we get clearly LED wall, because I can see the edge of the LED wall. It's really not hiding it well. I love they do this, but also
you're seeing too much into it.
Nope. It's in the clouds. It's fancy. It's just you could. Oh, I love them. I love what they do, but it's like so blatantly where the lines are. It's annoying. She's at a party, Stuart. Is it like Star? How do we feel?
It's a gala or a wedding or a ceremony of some kind, and she's dancing with Tychus's brother, but we don't know that yet. So, yay! They're gonna have some kind of celebration. Could be after the Gorn thing, honestly. Like they defeat Gorn, and this is like the end of the episode or something. But with Tychus's brother in it, I assume it's a totally separate episode, which is fine. They're dancing. I can't glean anything from this, except they're on Cloud City. Maybe.
Wait, you're saying Disney's bought Star Trek and it's canon? That's the official first crossover?
Sure, cool.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go, guys. Dan had a breakout with nugget information, so Stuart. Yeah, I mean, I saw this and thought nothing. I felt absolutely nothing. It's just a nondescript dance with nice looking costumes that could be from absolutely any show or TV movie in history of a certain set of genres. I mean, yay, she gets an episode. Yeah. This is why you tend to ground stuff in Trek. Add a few more Trekyardians, give us a bit more of a, like if she was dancing with a Tellarite, but doesn't have to be that, but it's there. I felt nothing, Stuart. I felt nothing, except the LED wall was obnoxious here.
Yeah. So, moving on, the next scene is number 1 saying it's just a hit it moment. What kind of mission is this, essentially? And he's like, this is whatever venture we can make it. It's like, okay, that's a very feel-good Star Trek captain's thing to say, I guess. But, again, can't glean much from it, personally.
Yeah, it just makes it more satirical. Like I say, it doesn't feel like a strong leader, making fun of him slightly. It's not actively, but it's just like it's a meta joke. You all say catchphrases now. They never did. Like, engage wasn't a catchphrase. It's a thing he said organically.
They catchphrase now?
They catchphrase. Well, I've catchphrase for a while now.
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Well, that's on you, Mr. Trekyards. Like engage became a quote because he said it a few times. It was just organic. Now it's a catchphrase, and so the fact that making fun of him using a catchphrase shows how cyclical that's become. Now they're making fun of it already. Yeah, it wasn't very inspiring. And
then Fleet Paw, member for 62 months at the rank of captain. Respectfully, I wouldn't want these SFX folks getting their hands on anything I would have designed and signed off on for use. I wouldn't tolerate the disrespect in making changes to my shit. If you know, you know.
SFX is sound effects. Sound effects, people?
I think he means visual effects. I think he means VFX, but that's okay. I think he's talking about the Enterprise, how it was signed off on with the straight pylons, and then the visual effects guys changed it, much to John's chagrin, to be the angled struts. I think that's kind of what he's referring to.
Well, there was the Discovery Season 1 VFX team, not the Stranger World Season team, and they're obviously better.
Yes.
But yeah, more close-ups with entirely no information. Now shot the Enterprise. I've heard a few clickbaity article people saying, "I've changed the Enterprise again. It's subtly different per season."
Not that I can see, but
most some red lights around the deflector second rim because there aren't normally lights there. Some red and white blinks. Maybe.
Mm.
I mean, the struts still have lines in them, which they shouldn't have.
Well,
Maybe it looks a little bit less dirty because season 1 looked horrendously dirty. Maybe it's slightly more white cream, but like by a tiny percentage. And it would have been lovely if it was less platey, more cream.
yeah. Well, this is a nice shot of the Enterprise, and then it kind of pans up to the planets, and there's one cracked planetoid or like moon,
Oh yeah, nice.
which is something. Something happened, huge explosion or whatever. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, a lot of planets.
Yeah.
Now people
It
say
feels
this
very
is
promotional. It doesn't feel like an episode thing, but we know it is.
yeah,
You know. So
But I've seen so many comments of people responding to this trailer saying they're so excited it's back. 'Cause this is clearly the best version of the Enterprise it's ever been. I'm like, but it's so metal and shiny. It looks so much less advanced to me than the Connie.
yeah, it does.
It looks more real, but that's because rendered better. But looks less advanced and sci-fi to me.
Well, the next shot, they're going into some kind of asteroid or debris field, and we got to see the back of the nacelles. At least the back of the nacelles are reminiscent of where No Man has gone before. End caps, that's fine. But the Enterprise still looks the same to me. I don't see any changes. Again, that's fine, but
Yeah, I mean, subtly. No visible green, red, orange button on the shuttle bay.
Nope.
Yep, just busy shot. Nothing to glean here at all. And Benga fighting number 1. There's Delta on the boxing gloves. That's embarrassing.
This is where they're talking about this crew as a family and all that, which is fine.
It's just generic standard fare, right? There's nothing of substance. That's just a line you got nothing to say, right? And now it's obviously a joke with the Fast and Furious. It's about family. And then the Last Jedi joke of Carrie Fisher, it's about family. It's like, but you killed the family and then replaced them with non-family no one cared about. It's not family, is it really? So it's a reverse joke now.
And Sergeant Montgomery says, isn't that the moon that they were hiding behind in the final episode? Very likely, yes. This is the end of the episode. They've won. They got everybody back. The Gorn are gone. Sure.
I would think there should be more damage than none. So I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point was a giant cliffhanger, so I'm going to say no, that's not the same. Or they go to the planet. A month later. Okay, that could be kind of cool. Then we get Una talking to Scotty. Again, nothing of note. Her hair's a bit messy, I guess. Right? Not much. And then we've got a cheers, which has...
Oh, there's Captain...
There we go.
There's Captain Patel again. Yeah, so this... Again, this could be a feel-good moment, feel-good flashback, or an envisioning of what could be or something, but I kind of doubt it, because Patel's in this a few times. Which is one of the main points of the cliffhanger of the last episode. You got taken by the Gorn. Is she still alive? Is she just being held captive? Are they going to get her back? Well, this trailer sends to blow that out of the water instantly, so... Again, I don't really care that they would, quote-unquote, spoil it, but... Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be against the idea that... I mean, this is not really tonally where the last season was going, but if they had an episode, in I guess the first one, where they don't address her dying because they imply she's not died, and then we really commit maybe 2 or 3 episodes into she's not dead, and she's always in scenes but only on the Pike, and then it's revealed he's having a breakdown because she is dead and he can't deal with her, and all that was fake, and then like she's in these group scenes in her cardigan, but she's not actually there, and they're cleverly edited in a way that she reacts to people, but they never react to her, except his, that famous thing, and so like Sixth Sense vibe, right? Like 5 in, she's not dead, he's having a breakdown, then they've got to fix his breakdown. I would be fine with that. That would be a big commitment. I mean, he's a broken man in various points of his life. That could be interesting.
It could.
But also not. I don't know. Right? It's sort of...
Great.
Oh, wait, no, this is already after... Okay. Wait, hold on. Yeah, this is after Cage, so Vena's already around. So he's already got it on, well, kind of with Vena, and then they're going to go back to... yeah. How long until it's radiated? Not that long.
No, a couple years.
Yeah.
Spike Psycho, $5.
Oh,
They can
thank you.
bring back Riker's USS Lollipop joke. Pike. No, my ship is the Porterhouse. Enemy. How many weapons on the Porterhouse? It's a steak. Good stuff.
I'd be happy to see Frakes back in this for, then he can be every single show.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm sure himself fits his uniform.
So let me get the Klingon D7. I love that the impulse engines turn off as it approaches, which is a neat little thing. And there's like a mine or something in the distance, and with the red, and then another mine, perhaps something in the foreground here.
My hope is that's a Klingon space station.
Oh yeah, it could be in the
scale.
distance. Yeah.
Because in fact, I actually kind of like that as a Klingon space station. It's minimalist, but it's kind of brutalist. Because I would
very armored. Yeah.
I'd be very, very, because I really want. They did Klingons well last season, so I'm very, very keen for more Klingons if they're in the same vein. So a full, even do a full episode with just Klingons, and then we see us as the other side. But yeah, D7 wonderfully come in on a space station, Klingon beam in. You see some sets, build some Klingon characters. I mean, I'd be very for that.
The problem is when you watch the scene, though, it's turning quite fast, and it seems like it's in the foreground. So I think it's just a small mine or something. But yeah, that would be cool to be a space station.
Right. I thought you because I got perspective that it was big and behind.
I did not.
Interesting. I'd be sad if it was.
Take a look.
I was pretty excited for it to be a space station. Oh,
yeah.
You've returned break my heart, Stuart. Oh,
so I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it could be in
Jose.
front.
Yeah.
Boo!
Jose says Saturday saw a Star Trek fan-made video based on Prodigy that's much better than this entire crap series. No spoilers, no strange.
Did you know I made that? Was that a plug or an? Yeah, yes, guys, my latest fan film came out on Saturday. What's it called again? It's called Fight for the Future. Hooray!
Take the whole galaxy.
And we include Picard season 1. We include Prodigy. We include Voyager, kind of. We include Lower Decks. We include TNG, kind of. A lot of stuff. We not literally include them, but we have a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, go take a look. It is 22 minutes with credits. A lot of space effects. People like the acting, apparently, which is very nice. And there's a few twists and or turns. And if you're a big fan of Disney, boy, it's deep cut, then you'll like the end scene because it takes place in Disney.
Cool.
Yes.
Sergeant Montgomery, though, says an escape pod. I like that idea as well. Could absolutely be that. We've never seen a Klingon escape pod.
Except in Enterprise. That was a while ago. Yeah, it doesn't feel like an escape pod shapey, but I mean mine works, or beacon. I was really excited for a space station though. That really opened up a bit.
Seems like a weird place to have a space station with all the debris around.
Have you seen Star Trek Beyond?
No, I tried. Yeah, I have.
But no, it's a good shot, decent. And I like the fact that when we had original, Discovery style visual effects, it was all about huge contrast and barely seeing things. That is a very simply lit D7, and it looks nice, right? It's really gentle, just nicely lit. And we knew more Klingons, but yeah, very, very, very happy for more Klingons. Until you literally from the good Klingons to the
yeah, maybe they haven't seen us, and then you see one of the raiders coming down, and that blows up their shuttle. And I didn't catch that it was a raider the first 2 times I watched it, so there you go. But yeah, it clearly is the raider.
This is the Star Trek Discovery Season 1 raider, used in 1 episode, in 1 scene only, because it was designed for an escape, where Shazad Latif and Jason Isaacs would be in the cockpit. They was built the cockpit for real, and it's, if you watch the scene again, it's so unbelievably contrasty and like color graded that you can barely see the scene anyway. They get beamed out, it gets exploded, and they never reappeared until this season because they were in a previous trailer. So we managed to escape them for going on 8 years. Now, I am fine if it's a zombie episode and it's a zombie flying it. I know that sounds
I
ridiculous.
think that's the case because
Yeah,
yeah, because the next scene is Pike wearing the same outfit with a zombie like hitting the door.
yeah. I'm actually really fine with that if they and in fact they could actually retcon it in a non-elegant way of saying the virus that made them look that way made some go like this, and then lots of Discovery Klingons are here, and it's a way of using prosthetics that they left over, and kind of embracing the silliness. And in fact, you could have a scene. I'm trying to stay in universe to them. You could have a scene where the D7 comes in as we see, and real Klingons beam in and they take charge and they sort of like slap down these other Klingons thematically. But also it's interesting, right? Like develop the lore. We had this faulty gene pathway for a while. It made weird Klingons, and they could literally go into the reaction of the. I mean, hey boy, hey boy, Chris Judge, God of War. No, imagine if they actually do say, some bloody how, that they say the Discovery Klingons are the, as we had said at the time, are a attempted fix of the augment virus, but it ends up causing zombies, and therefore they have to abandon it. Doesn't make sense for Discovery, but it makes sense to add a little canon point to, that's why it was abandoned, and it was a failure. But ignore the fact they all look like it's fine, and then if all this tech is like just left over from a colony that was
Sure.
retcon, boom, done, and then you can have new real clans talk about it. How do you feel?
I would be down for that. It would also explain the presence of an actual D7 coming into orbit too. Like, oh shit, we don't want the Federation finding our secret here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that idea. I don't really want to see those other Klingons again, but if there's some kind of explanation like that to kind of quote unquote fix it, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
100%.
A bunch of zombies couldn't fly a ship, surely. Well, they're not zombies. They're clever, magic, special, infected, blah, blah. Like, it's a sci-fi, right? So I'm assuming, it's fine. As in, that would be very fine for me. And it would make them damn dangerous, because if the zombies can use all the tech appropriately, right?
There's zombies that can do more than walk. They can do more than run. They can pilot machinery. And
Yeah.
That's that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, maybe he died in the ship, and so his brain, he's the only one on the zombie island that can turn it on and fly it, and and it's not all capable, let's just say, so they can't leave the planet, so they're still stuck here, but there's still a few of those, and he's the one out of, or what if it was 10 million zombie Klingons and 8 million died, and only one can fly, right? Like, you can create these very unique rules that make him a genuine threat, and it would be kind of crazy, but it would be satisfying, right? These full season 1 masks, they've sort of ripped apart, bleeding, gross, flying a raider. Then you could even see, I wouldn't even be against seeing a sect class or another Klingon Discovery or a ship like landed, or in a crater, like that would be a very interesting way of hanging the giant lantern on season 1 in a way that would be interesting, and the swing of Klingon zombies as a way of fixing season 1 is bold as hell, but boy, I think fans will accept it because it's crazy and kind of interesting. Okay, vote now with your words, guys. Do you want to see Klingon zombies? I'm saying this. Do you want to see Klingon zombies as the canon excuse as why season 1 looked weird? Yes or no? It's a sentence I said for real.
And Fleetpaw says, remember the Vulcan zombies? Yes, from the Enterprise episode Impulse.
They're great.
Yeah, it could be. It was a terrifying episode. So yeah. Let us know in the chat if that's something that would interest you to see in season 3 here. So yeah, I love that we do see an actual Klingon with a whip, like fending them off or something. That's very cool as well, and that was shown in the other trailer also, a little bit more detailed. But yeah, it would explain a lot. It could help them fix a few things, I think, and gain some traction with some of the fans that are very displeased about it. So
yeah, it's just having a bit of fun, right? Just it's all good, and then you could have a very literal excuse of Pike's like, let's say, well, so Scotty fought in the war, didn't he? Because he was on wherever, so they could be, or Alan Benga certainly, why were you fighting? What happened to the Klingons? They changed so radically in those few years. Well, of course, the virus, blah, blah, blah. And this is where they've left up. And obviously, it makes sense. He's there because he's a doctor, and he, Although I will say it's a good visual of the bombing run. It's very much like those war movies from the 80s where they did it all for real. It went to Vietnam and just shot a Vietnam film with a real helicopter. It's got a very like grounded vibe. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the zombie. And then what's Pike wearing? Because that's not a uniform, as in that undershirt's weird. Or is that just his? Because normally they wear the shirt, the normal jacket underneath the silver, and that's not the uniform.
Could just be...
Right? Like, there's not even a patch.
I don't have a problem with it, though, honestly.
Oh, I'm not one I'm bang, but
undercover.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not wearing. Yeah, neither are wearing uniforms. Yeah. At all. So yeah, I'm wondering if they can't be Starfleet because Starfleet triggered the zombies. Makes sense. Because that's a pretty big clue to be full undercover. That's really kind of unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whip Klingon. I mean, kind of.
They could just pretended to be merchants or something. So there's no Starfleet involvement if it was a Klingon colony. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. Or even such, maybe there's the main class of Klingons and there's the subclass, which are the zombies who like they control as cattle. They're very vicious, right? And this whip Klingon kind of has a slight Discovery vibe, with the sort of heightened skin tone and the more,
But the armor, for sure.
Well, the armor's more like season 2.
Yeah, I don't have a. Well, yes and no.
It looks more like a Discovery Klingon to me overall.
I was very much more Discovery Klingon armor. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The armor's fine, but face.
Yeah, I think the face is fine too. Very
purple.
Klingon-like.
It's purple, slightly.
It's not though. It's just black. It's a black person.
We'll find out. So
anyway, it doesn't look like a Discovery Klingon, so I'm happy.
Wow, is it? Because I remember their masks, like the kind of, I don't know. We'll see. But same armor as season 2, which is fine. Interesting to see. Cool visual of the giant diamonds. Very classic.
Yeah, are these something that are like belong to the planet, like buildings of some sort, or are they ships that are coming down to another planet? Like, what's going on here? But they look really good.
Yeah. Good art design. Really simple. Again, very TOS vibe, just with the majesty of we can do scale. Then you get the... Is that not Patel with Pike?
But yeah, I think it's Patel, because later we see a view of them from the front standing like that.
Oh, do Okay, cool. Okay. Wearing shoulder band things. Okay, what? Oh, there we go. I'm assuming it's the same planet we're seeing a second ago, given the clouds. So one of the giant diamonds is fire. I mean, everything. There's multiple diamond shapes here. So potentially she's dead, and now her spirit rests inside this body, and they have to go to this fake planetoid to talk to the gods of the diamonds to reanimate her body and take her brain to a new synthetic body to allow her to live in a different parallel timeline with these monks. Just a guess. What do you think?
No, I think that's ridiculous beyond ridiculous. Why would she be walking? No, I don't think it's anything like that. This is just an adventure that comes after her return. It's fine.
But then she definitely lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. There's people on the right who have got cage heads. Fun.
Yep. Now, is that portal blasting something in the sky, or is it something in the sky blasting the portal?
Yeah, into the portal, for sure. So the lasers turn the portal on. I mean, it's not Iconian. There's nothing about this as Iconian visually wise. Unless you argue maybe like the natives put something around an Iconian portal, like as a shrine.
Why not?
Why yes. Why not?
Take it for their own.
Yeah. But you don't need sky beams trying to no, they shoot lightning, but another portal place. Maybe that's how maybe it's kind of like the season 1 TNG episode with the spaceship in the sky that's invisible, kind of, and they watch after some inhabitants. Maybe these diamonds look after these natives and they allow them to travel the planet via portals.
Maybe this is just simply their way of transporting. The ship sends this beam, people walk through the door. Could be as simple as that, just a different kind of transporter tech as well. But the red beams kind of show weapon vibes more than anything else. So
yeah, I mean, just transporter works.
Well, you wouldn't want to be standing in front of that when they're shooting at it.
Wow, I mean, by this point, working on this planet. But something I think
Yeah.
monk vibe looking at the whole scene. Like it has a sort of serene temple-y vibe.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
But the fact that holding hands in an intimate way, it feels as if it's to save her life. Instantly thematic is why I'm like his last attempt to save her is going to Zayn planet
Maybe
and going through the diamond beam portal thing.
maybe it's a way for him to not have the future that he's supposed to have.
Oh, okay.
So he can become Monster Maroon Pike at some point.
Okay.
Although the whole purpose of that episode was to show you can't really cheat the future. Anyway, who knows? Who knows?
No, that's interesting. Yeah, it would make emotional sense that, especially if he almost lost her, that he would be and was really like, "Whoa, I can't lose her again by me dying, or losing myself."
Yeah.
That he might try again to try and stop the, as you just said. But from the opposite, for her, I don't want to die, and therefore, yeah, interesting. There's something to be said for that.
Lots of possibilities is what we're saying, guys.
But do you want to just let us know how the poll's going? 52 votes. Let us know the current results.
What do you think of the trailer? Well, 37% loved it. That's the leader. 33% liked it. 19% thought it was okay. And 12% thought meh. So I guess I'm in the minority here, and that's great. I just wasn't overwhelmed by it, personally. And I don't hate Strange New Worlds. I'm not hating on it at all. It just didn't give me any of the, like, this was a really good trailer vibes. It just felt a little hollow for me. So I just want to clarify that, because everybody will be coming in. Captain Foley from Trekyards says he hates. They're haters. They hate Strange.
Said that several times in this live, but that we like Strange Worlds. Can't win.
So I'm going to end the poll.
Okay.
Because 53 votes. I don't think we're getting more. We have 53 people here currently.
Yep,
So
I'll start a new poll then.
All right. But we only have 34 likes with 50 of you here. So hit that like button. Let's try to get the likes up to 50. Let us know your thoughts. Super chat in or comment in with what you think about this trailer. Any questions you have, anything you noticed, anything you think might be a possibility story-wise. We want to hear them and discuss them. So speak now or forever hold your peace. This is what these are for, guys. To hang out with fellow Trekkies and just talk about what we've seen. Yeah. Oh.
All right, new poll.
Yeah,
Vote now. Vote now.
Oh. Do you think the Klingon zombies will explain the Disco Season 1 Klingons will be a fun one-off or will pay off other Klingon lore? Huh?
So 3 pretty different options, though. Of course, you could combine them. But yeah.
You should put a 4th one. None of the above. Just to see. I would be interested.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway.
Yes. But yeah, the poll seemed cool, except for that one. Then you've got Pelia being Pelia. With her voice, she's going to talk the season like this. It's going to be fantastic.
We get it. You hate her voice. It's her voice and everything she does, though. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I think.
I hate her voice. It's just I wish she just talked quicker and more clearly.
Yeah.
That's all. Then you get a Bolian. Glad you got them because
with the birthday party hat. This is probably the dance that we were doing earlier. Although there's a lot more people in uniform here than in the other one. The other one seemed more formal.
Well, that's a planet. This is on ship because there's the windows from the metal and the sun.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Is that the cracked planet's way?
Very possibly.
Background?
Yeah. Also, doesn't Chapel have much shorter hair here? I thought she had longer hair.
No, that's about the same.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool dress. Shapes. Are Bolians in Starfleet yet?
To be fair, it's not wearing a Starfleet uniform, so who cares?
Boy, if they have first contact with the Bolians in this season and it's good, like them join the Federation and like it's their first.
This is welcome to the Federation party.
I'd be fine with all first Bolian in Starfleet, like on a ship. that I'd be great with, because I could accept it being new in TOS. Just I wouldn't want to go before TOS. Really, I'd want to go Lost Era personally, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And in the back, that lady in the middle, what uniform is that? Because she's got black arms with line of black, red. That looks like an Orville uniform. Honestly, what is that?
Could be a special division. It could be a dress uniform style. Some sort. I don't know. That's a very good question. It is uniquely different, which was nice to see, but it could be from a different, like a star base or something.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. You know.
I know a bit. We're going through the process, right? When I look at that, I say, "Oh, it's an AI image. They've made a bad uniform in the background." Like, doesn't that not look AI generated in the way that it's kind of like close but not perfect?
Bit. Yeah.
Not in a bad way, although are there good ways of calling it out?
Yeah.
I don't know. Bit odd.
Yeah. Maybe get a smiling Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to be there.
Mm-hmm.
S1 Noir says it looks like an admiral. I mean, it could be an admiral's uniform. We've got a bunch of different variants of that in TNG, so sure, why not?
Nothing against that.
Yeah. The next image is number one putting on lipstick in the background. Ortigas looks super happy, so obviously they're on their way to this party, getting ready for the party, something like that.
Well, they're already in the party venue, you can tell by the set, but...
Yeah, well, she's just touching up her makeup then, her lipstick.
Yep, nothing gleaned whatsoever.
Nope.
And then we get...
Not a thing.
And then we get damaged ship. I was going to say, I assume this is Gorn rated, but... No, it's probably...
Kirk wasn't on board, was he?
No, it wasn't. But there is a shot later the Farragut is there, phasering something else. I'm assuming Farragut gets damaged in that battle, and they both get damaged.
Yeah, I can see that.
Boy, that set's giant of empty, wasted space. Boy, imagine if that was a TOS set, and imagine that same actor in that same uniform, good uniform, looking at the TOS captain's chair, and Spock's in the background.
Is this the Enterprise, though? Because why would Spock be sitting there? It's not his station. Is that Pike's chair? That's brown. It's not black.
Also, if you look...
Is this the Farragut? Is this the damaged Farragut?
Because if you look at the Elcars on top, they're not Connie. It's also
that's the Farragut. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the damaged Farragut that I guess the captain maybe died. The Enterprise beams people over.
Fine with that.
Kirk's the next in line for command.
Makes
so
sense.
It's his first real command.
Which is a good clickbait for the trailer to look like first command of Captain of Enterprise, which is like, don't do it here. But first command ever I'm fine with, because that's sort of...
Yes.
It's not his baby, even though it's his baby. Yeah, and that would be interesting, especially as we've always seen this, literally seen this in season 1 with the other Farragut. Well done, Stuart.
Yeah, the big giveaway is not the Enterprise, is the lights along the top are all blue and not multicolored like the Enterprise is. Yeah. So,
well, Elcar's chair and blue. So it's all the things, Stuart. It's obvious when you look at it.
And once you actually analyze it.
Yeah.
And Spock's chair is also brown, not black. So there you go.
Redress set time. Same thing, but reupholstered.
Yes.
That's what you do. Very nice, Stuart. Well done. I prefer this scene now.
Yes, me too. Because I thought it was the Enterprise, because it's so quick.
Yeah.
And it's leading up to this whole, like, Kirk, first command of the Enterprise feel. And it's like, yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. And that is actually really interesting, though, if because maybe a lot of the Farragut crew die and they have to share crews for an episode, so Spock, who's not the second in command, has to beam over and be a high enough rank. He takes on that role on Farragut. So accidentally, Kirk's first command has Spock as second in command, both also acting. So they share that together entirely accidentally, and that helps define where Kirk wants to go later, because he really liked that with Spock, and he's like, if Enterprise comes, I will take Enterprise because Spock was great. That I'm actually okay with, them sharing accidental partnership 5 years early.
Yeah.
Not against that. As long as it's not... I don't want it to be handled super serious, though. If that makes sense. Like it should be so accidental that it happens, but it kind of like it's that yeah. Oh, okay.
And then we get the scene which seems to be in Pike's ready room, or office, whatever you want to call it, where he's talking to Kirk, saying, command, this is, you're going to do what you're going to do good. But again, it's kind of a red herring throwing it in there because it could be on the Farragut, but I really doubt it. I think it's on the Enterprise. And then cutting right back to the Farragut scene with Spock at the console. So, yeah, it's just, you have to take command. I'm a captain. I'm going to give you a pep talk. Enjoy.
Yeah, different episodes, I'd say.
Yeah.
Then you get a bar, cool. And then you get Vulcan Chapel, funny, blowy uppy science, cool. The fourth episode seems like a lot of fun. If written well. Cool. Good hair from her.
Yep.
Very. Yeah. It's fun. Then you get.
And then the whole my best friend hanging out with my little brother. Weird vibes.
It's always weird to see them in super casual, non-uniform, like just literally off the shelf.
That's so the cage though, because in the cage you got people running around in the background that have like civilian clothes on.
Oh, that is true.
It's typical for the era.
It's not TOS, but it is Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he does look like he's walked off the street. Even the hair, I wouldn't believe is very Starfleet hair. It's like my hair.
Well, he's not Starfleet. He wouldn't be Starfleet.
Is he not?
No.
Why is he not?
He's just the little brother of Ortega's.
Well,
why would he be in Starfleet?
Why is a non-Starfleet person allowed to walk the halls of a military vessel?
Because she's obviously off duty. She's either come to visit or she's going down to visit him or something, and he decided to come up and get a tour of the ship. Happens all the time. He's not Starfleet. I'm calling out right now. There's no way this guy's in Starfleet with his mannerisms and the way.
Well, I agree. It's just odd to say, oh, hey, your brother will come visit. It's like that's because that happens with Starfleet officers, but you don't really bring civilians aboard very often. TOS is obviously a little bit different, but say in TNG you wouldn't bring,
There's so many civilians that go on the Enterprise in TNG.
Yeah, but they're there because of a mission, which he might be, but not as a visit. Like even Worf's...
Maybe he's got a special skill set.
Yeah,
he's there for a mission.
Yeah, I'm assuming he would be. Like even Worf's parents, they were there for a reason. And
their son.
Well, he was ex-Starfleet anyway.
He was, yes.
Which means
yeah.
But yeah, her romance, cool. No feelings either way. Much.
Although there is Ortega's in the background in a formal dress uniform.
Good looking
nice,
uniform, yeah. Good to reuse them.
And again, Delta's on the glasses. Delta's everywhere.
How embarrassing.
Hey, Mr. Plinkett.
Thank you. Then you get a Gorn ship. And another Gorn ship with a twin sun, which does, in fairness, look quite cool, although... Hey, we can see the ship design now.
We can.
It's not in a cloud.
It's not great though.
I mean, it doesn't look like Gorn even a 0.5%. Oh, there's a lot of ships. Wow, I just realised. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, this will be the first episode. You can pretty much guarantee it.
I don't know.
Where the twin sun's coming from. I don't know.
Oh no, I feel like this is going to be like episode 7, where we're like. We've made a tentative peace treaty, like ceasefire, and we're going to them, and this like one of their they're using the suns to warm and heal their ships because they like heat, and this makes sense. The double whatever. That's why so many ships, and therefore everyone's weak, and that lets the Enterprise be confident they can go in and negotiate. Because as long as they bloody well get talking, standing, logical Gorn, right, cross that barrier from you have aliens in season 1. We have spacesuit alien season 2. Okay, we've improved. Give us some talking, communicating, thinking Gorns in 3, and then retcon it all out with it's classified in 4, right? And then you'll have this weird evolution, but we can kind of like maneuver it.
We can only hope.
Because that's
Yeah. Yeah. And we get Pike, which would just this has been the first episode. Look
Yeah.
at he's on the bridge. You would think he's wearing the same. He's still
Mhm.
looking frazzled. This is like the opening scene.
I didn't even see this when I watched the trailer. It was so quick. I'll be honest.
Yep.
And we've got Farragut again with her. Gosh, he's having his entire TOS bloody crew on Farragut. Wow. What are the chances of that?
Yeah. Yeah. The
I'm fine
brown
with that.
chair definitely gives it
Yeah.
away.
That's kind of good with the brown, doesn't it?
Having the schematics of the Farragut on the screen isn't really a you can pull up the schematics of any ship to put on your screens, but yeah.
The evidence is mounting though. But that's called editing, right? You cut from a Farragut, there's definitely a Farragut bridge, to a Connie firing. Cool.
Yep.
Well, I do wish, and this is what I thought at this part, our weapons, and then we get a shooting, then we get in the forest everyone firing. It's not about firing weapons. It's very, for the sake of it, pew pew, because we have to have action to. It's like, no, I guess. Small thing, but still.
And we get Sam Kirk firing at something using what looks like a Enterprise arrow weapon, which is fine.
No, we get a Connie firing torpedoes, red torpedoes.
Well, yeah, after that.
I assume it's a Gorn something there around. Don't know. Then Sam Kirk, which I didn't even know was in the trailer. Very LED wall. This is definitely a Gorn structure. He says with confidence.
Possibly.
Like because the buildings look like the ships a little bit. They're kind of like.
Yeah.
I mean, you can absolutely see the exact point the LED wall starts. It's really a poor use of the set. But they're not doing green screen, so this is what they've got, and it's cool. But like, I see it as a very small set and some walls, and it doesn't hold up. And then Arn says, "Get to the chopper! I mean, get to the ship." Because every time I hear "get to the chopper," I auto-correct it back in my brain.
Yep. Then more Gorn ships. Cool. Yeah. And then
it's ironic. New worlds for the Gorn.
Yeah.
Which are not new, not worlds, and not what we like. Interesting choice there.
Okay. And that scene of them both firing, that's not another Connie. That's the Farragut on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell by the placement of the nacelles, which, again, I didn't glean until I saw this image. I've seen it multiple times in motion, and I'm like, why would two Connies do that? But, yeah, it's the Farragut.
Yeah. But the Connie's nacelles help to kind of hide that fact. Although red phase is not blue. Should be blue. The fact they're red could be a reason, because they've been pretty good with that.
Is that was firing at the portal? Because there were two beams coming through that portal.
Oh shit, son!
Yeah.
Oh shit, that looks like the same sort of planet.
But
wow.
Why turn the Enterprise upside down to do that?
Because the leans are firing out us closer. Well, no. Just do that. You'd be closer. What? Yeah. Why?
Anyway, we'll find out when we see the episode. But it's questions that need to be asked.
But that explains why they're not phasers. They're energy beams. Nice distinction. So they're both charging an alien portal. I mean, that's an interesting. So why? So it's not damaged either. So Farragut non-damaged. The helping Pike's girlfriend live?
She's already alive.
You don't know that.
I do know that because she's standing there holding his hand.
It could be. Look, they've got armbands. They could be quantum stabilizers. You've seen Prodigy season 2.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah,
it could work. Yeah.
She doesn't look happy, does she?
Fleet Pilot, $5. Regarding the Bolians, first contact was supposedly early 23rd century. This is beta canon, though. Other sources say late 22nd century.
I mean, beta canon tends to be really not canon stuff, like not even books sometimes. Like, in a technical manual written in 1976. Like, well, that's not canon, is it?
That's the best shit, though.
Well, yeah.
Just saying.
But when they only appear in one episode,
that's when people cared.
Well, it's when they had nothing to pull from. They was just inventing stuff out of whole cloth, right? Yeah. Doesn't have to make sense because it is the only, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing on screen, which is fine. Just, yeah.
Yeah, then we get them standing in front of the portal. She does look kind of blasé. So maybe she is just zombie. I don't know. I doubt it. I very severely doubt it. Just saying that now.
I mean, she looks like she's been crying in some abstract
Or
way.
yeah,
She's not well. That's why I say I think she might have died or whatever. Wow, so she might have died or whatever. Wow, the blaseness of my sentiments are really kicking in. Yeah, what do you think those armbands are? Because they are sort of.
Well, I like the
distinct.
idea of a quantum thing. Yeah,
Quantum.
it's something to protect in this temple, which has some kind of field around it. I don't know. Something that allows them to enter the portal because it regulates their physical state somehow. Yeah, a lot of possibilities for that one. Again, didn't really see the armbands watching the trailer because it's so quick, you know. So I like the new jackets though. The same old jacket, but with an actual like badge on them instead of like a patch. Because I've got the jacket and it doesn't have the metal
Yeah.
delta.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So this is a great use of the LED wall tech. This looks excellent. You've got the mid-ground pieces, and then everything else fades in the background. That looks excellent.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the Independence Day fit. The ship down below, just the way it's textured. I mean, it's out of focus, but like that vibe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It isn't, of course, but that's what that tells me. But I'm excited to see more of these two together, even if she's a ghost. Then we get universe bending. I guess confirmed. Doctor Strange is now coming to the Trek universe.
Or a transformer, or it's some kind of adaptable Borg ship.
Oh, I mean, it's wood.
I got Borg vibes from it. If there was like, I know there's columns and stuff, but
pillars.
I didn't see that until now. Just saying.
Holodeck.
When I first saw it, it felt very Borg-like. It could be holodeck, sure.
I mean, obviously, we hope it's not holodeck, but like, this fits with the art design and the other stuff, and leads to a planet with a stepped. Well, maybe this is where they step through the portal to a universe where everything kind of moves and shifts. It's a clear walkway, and it's almost as if someone's beaming in the middle. Interesting.
Yeah. I never noticed the columns and stuff because it was so dark.
Mm-hmm.
I thought when I first saw it, first time watching, I thought Borg ship or something, and I was like, really? But no green glows, so on subsequent rewatches, I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, like I said, it's bloody Doctor Strange / Inception. And then we get on with a phaser rack. I hoped they'd do some TOS tech in there as well. But they made a lot of phaser rifle props, because there's a lot of props of phaser rifles.
Stop looking at Lon's rack.
But the phaser rifles are so big and black.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Just wanting a phaser. He's very tightly woven hair. Cool. Nothing to glean there. Pelly is doing stuff.
Reassuring the captain at that point.
She does that. Pelly's a... it's funny because my girlfriend's now been Lanthanite for like 1400 years, and her and Pelia. I'm always gonna be connected to Pelia now because I'm dating a Lanthanite. It's terrible. You've met her, Stuart. You know.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't met her in person though.
You've been interviewed by her.
Well, yeah, not me. That's the legendary Captain Foley. I just stole his name.
Not the substandard Captain Foley.
Yeah. The poser. Solaris, the long haul trucker, throws in $10.
Oh, thank you.
Hey guys, y'all think that considering the vastness of the universe, a centaur type race would appear in universes at some point, as depicted in Greek mythology? Well, yeah, I mean, we know that Greek gods were in fact aliens from Who Mourns for Adonis, but so yeah. Where'd you get centaur from, though? I haven't seen a centaur in this trailer.
Oh, I think they're just expressing a radical what if that actually might work in Stranger Worlds. Yeah, no,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, not necessarily in a full Starfleet uniform, but a centaur race. Sure, I'm down with that. There's been weirder stuff. Guys, we went to a Nazi recreation planet in TOS.
Yes.
Because parallel development, kind of. Centaurs no weirder.
No. We get Spock slapping the shit out of somebody.
Yep, and people have said that is Corby. Roger Corby.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
No, as they've said he is. That's the casting.
Okay. Again, I'm fine with that. In Spock's quarters, no less. So yeah, he's mistreated Chapel somehow. Spock's pissed.
Spock, that emotion you're not meant to be showing, you're showing.
Well, he's also showing at the end of the. Well, he's trying to be humorous, but
but this I'm going to surmise maybe it's a flash of what he wishes he could do.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, he's picturing it in his head.
Yeah.
Then when you go cut back to him, he's just standing there with his hands behind his back.
Yeah, because we know he loses Chapel.
Yeah.
Zero lost Chapel. Well, she picked to go somewhere else, but it would certainly be interesting if we see that side of him, that it's that he's both that controlled that he can actively deal with his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend professionally, and that might actually piss off Chapel because she's expecting something, but then because he has to have this contrast, we see in the colorways what he would do if he really could, and they're absolutely extreme, kind of similar to the tonal shift of the brain swap episodes where it's allowed to have those extremes but still be kind of working. So like he beats him up and he kisses Chapel. Like remember there's a scene in the other trailer where he's in bed with Chapel and we said that was probably a hallucination. Same thing. He grabs her into his arms and they go to his quarters and cut her, and it's like he's actually in a meeting.
Solaris says, has the first episode dropped yet? No, the first 2 episodes dropped July 17th. John Fisher, $5. Thank you both for the excellent content. Thank you very much for the comment and the super chat. We appreciate that.
Both are very kind.
We try to do our best.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we hope there's
hit the like button, guys.
Yes.
Hit the like button, guys. 59 of you here, 44 likes. Let's get to 50. It's an easy goal. We can do it. Okay. Then we got Scotty looking befuddled, as Scotty sometimes was when he was younger, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no idea. Well, it's funny how, no offense to the actor, but Scotty loses weight to become James Doohan and puts weight back on to play old Scotty. Because he's not big by any means, but he's got much more chubby face than James Doohan.
Yeah.
It's not a problem, it's just interesting if we could take that as literally. He has chubby cheeks and then goes to thin and then...
And grows a mustache, then puts on some weight.
Yeah, and then dates Uhura, doesn't date Uhura.
Oh God, stop.
And it is weird to think that whatever they do in the season, they're going to date kind of, bang kind of for a bit, kind of, sort of at some point maybe. In a white hair phase.
The next thing we got on and everybody on the thing that transformed, which is probably where they might have been fighting, because they're all wearing the same tactical gear, although they wear that for everything. So is it maybe what you thought was the Gorn buildings in the background was more of this?
But look who's there. It's Lan's brother.
It is Lan's brother, yeah.
And Chapel's in a whole different haircut style. I know it's pulled back, but it's doing something different, right? Vibe-wise.
It's just your bangs, yeah, because he's got it pulled back.
But also, I mean, it's doing something different. It's not her standard look. So if she's off the ship, then are they rescuing her? Are they whatever? I don't know.
Possibly.
That's an interesting set of people. Who's the one in the back, do you think? Is that... It's not Corby, do you think? Might be.
I think it might be Corby, yeah. It looks like Corby.
I thought
at first maybe Sam Kirk, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's
on proportion. Corby. Boy, is he an archaeologist? Ish.
Yes. He was in... Yeah, I think he was.
Because this
expert in cyberneticist.
Because this would certainly be ancient histories. So if she's off with him, they summon Enterprise, they come here... I'm down with that. And does she normally have such tall trousers? As in, isn't her normal medical longer? I'm overthinking it, but is this a different uniform variant, do you think?
Maybe. I don't think she's doctor when she goes to Vulcan necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's in white, but it could be... I don't know. That's just a very different look for her, vibe-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. So it's not a fictitious place if they're all... if they're all there together. Interesting. And again, this is a great utility wall. That works really well.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we get Spock mind melding with what seems like Kirk. which maybe Kirk is traumatized from the events of the Farragut and lost his captain, and he's trying to calm him down or something, or trying to find out exactly what happened. Maybe Kirk has amnesia at this point. Anyway, mind melding with Kirk. I think that's Kirk.
Didn't they say in TOS it's super rare and hard to do?
Yeah. No, not really. Not hard to do. Just it's a very personal thing to the Vulcans. They don't like doing it.
Yeah. Not super fond of him doing it to Kirk this early, but depends on the scene. If it's something small.
Well, it might not be Kirk, but it definitely looks like Kirk.
Yeah, that's his left ear. I mean, I know Paul Wesley's left ear. I mean, that's Paul Wesley's left ear. I'm fucking.
Paul Wesley's out of focus left ear.
Paul Wesley's 44 frame. Anyway, then you get Farragut, which does not look very well. I've just realised how badly effed up it is. That is a broken saucer. Wow. Shit.
Yep. And that's the planetoid that is exploding. So the moon.
Maybe. Yeah, I could buy that. The same sort of gaseous.
It looks like it. Well, the next shot, the Enterprise is firing at it.
See, Enterprise or not, because if you look at this Connie, it's got a black neck and black pennants on the side.
Oh, it's just shaded.
I don't know if that's shaded. That's a really.
It's just the color gradient. It still looks red pennants. It's just, yeah.
But no,
can't see the registry number.
you see red on the red on the nacelle, and you can tell they're not the same shade.
They're pretty damn close.
I bet you that's not. I bet you that's a different. I bet it's different, Connie.
It might be.
I bet you. Because it
wouldn't be black, so.
I mean, you can see reds in the frame. You can see blacks in the frame, and it's on the black.
And the pennants on the nacelles and the pennant on the secondary hull are pretty much the same. There's just one on the secondary hull closer together, so you can kind of not get the differentiation of color like you could on the ones that are a little further apart on the nacelle. It's. I think you're really, really breaking that one.
I'm just using my Trekyards brain, mate. Just use my Trekyards brain.
I am too, and it's not black. I'm just saying. Oh, I love you, but you sometimes just go so deep in.
I love you too, and sometimes I see things that you don't. We will find out who's right, Stuart. This is exciting.
Oh, sure. We'll find out who's right. Remember this moment. I'm going to write this down. Is it black pennant or a red pennant?
I mean, I don't want it to be a black pennant either, but the fact the neck looks black to me as well, because I'm absolutely great if that's another Connie and we see it like come and save. Like, I'm
fine with it being another Connie, but it wouldn't be black.
Oh, I agree it wouldn't, and yet. But imagine
maybe it's a somber class. That's why it's got a black.
There you go. It's the same fucking shit. If you can't fucking tell, it's great fucking magic. Same size. God. But it would be interesting though if we start this episode with Kirk on the Farragut Bridge, sparks, you know, shields down to 3%, because it's fucked. And then all of a sudden, a Connie comes across the window, and we see it, and it's heroic, and it's like, it's the Enterprise, and it cuts, and it's not, it's someone else, and that thing gets destroyed because someone come and destroy it, and it's like, oh no, like a cold open, we think the Enterprise gets destroyed, would be really fun.
It's probably just the Enterprise.
I know, I'm just saying what I see. Saying what I see. But I like the Farragut's destruction amount. That's a nicely done. Around the edge. It leaves the important sets fine.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. And firing red into the heart of the red. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
I would assume blasting a piece of debris that's going to hit the Farragut. So the Farragut doesn't take a massive amount more damage.
Yeah, but red phaser again. Phaser ain't red.
Yep.
And then Una running from person or not. No idea.
Spock dancing is that La'an or is that some other lady?
Well, this is, I think, the new set they built that they've showed off, but without the middle table. I assume that's
It's the same thing that Scotty was standing in front of.
Oh, yeah. I assume that's his Vulcan, not wife. Because she's going to have to be back in the season because she's great. Right? I mean, she kind of has a slightly Vulcan build. I like to see that dress being Vulcan.
Maybe. Nice legs, I gotta say.
I mean, the legs of the pillars.
But that's fine.
The pillar legs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure, that was great too. Curves.
I hope we see Cybok
You
this
can't make
season.
out the registry on the nacelle, John. No.
Yeah, I hope we
John
see
Fisher asked if we can make out the registry on the nacelle. But trust me, we looked. We
one
can't.
of us would have used that if we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we see Cybok. They really teased him well. They had no idea where they're going. They've said that previously. If they can do him well, I would like to.
Yep.
I don't often say that for this sort of stuff, but yeah, give us a Cybok something. He's cool. Oh shit. Okay, so this is a thing from the previous flying torpedo bit. Ooh. Wow.
What are we looking at now?
The Enterprise
Next
shield,
scene?
yeah, exploding with the red pennants on the signal hull.
Cool.
That's,
Cutting through the Gorn ship with their shields.
I don't think that's Gorn though.
Oh, I think it matches the big Gorn ship. Yeah.
Oh, we don't see it enough to know, but what's on the left though? Is that a planet?
Looks like a distortion in space
Yeah.
of some kind.
Yeah. It's like a tear with a green ripple around it, kind of.
Dan Ben keeps saying Paramount Plus posted a photo that said that it was the Enterprise firing phasers, but with the Farragut. Yeah, but they can say that all they like. Doesn't mean that's the case.
Oh yeah. Part of marketing is
They
not
mislead
necessarily,
us all the time.
but also we're having a fun debate. Like it's just fun to say,
Yeah.
It's probably the Enterprise, of course it is, but saying what I saw, etc.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun. Yeah, I don't think this is Gorn, even though because the details are really like what the hell are that many small details? That reads me more like a big space station, side, like the base that the folding planet thing is on. It's so
but
weird.
if you go back and look at the big Borg ship, it's got this tiny little fucking lights everywhere as well. It's also a weird shape. It's going to be the Gorn ship. I can almost guarantee it. Yeah.
Weird. Because the fact it's totally Gorn readable really helps their case, doesn't it? And then Pelly and Scotty doing their engineering thing. Can't remember the dialogue because
we can do it, but it might blow up. We'll just turn it off before it blows up. Solaris, $2. Guys, in Star Trek Strange New Worlds is Star Trek Strange New Worlds in the same universe as Star Trek First Contact Mate? I don't know what STFCM is.
yeah, chat us know about what re non super chat. What do you mean by that? Because I don't recognize that either. But it's Prime if they say it's Prime is the rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we see the simulation, X-Flare simulation, X-Flare mode Enterprise, and then Enterprise destroyed. With a bunch of targets around the Enterprise, which would make me think that it is in fact the multiple Gorn ships that we saw around the bigger Gorn ship in the earlier frame, personally. Maybe that big ship is a Discovery Klingon ship. No, probably not.
Wrong art design for that. Interesting.
Starfleet Command, apparently. Star Trek Starfleet Command.
That doesn't look Starfleet.
Where'd the M come from? It's Star Trek FCM. Star Trek Starfleet Command does not have an M. I don't know. I'm confused. But yeah, the simulation's pretty cool. Chances are the Enterprise will get destroyed doing whatever they're doing.
Is that a game? Is Fleet Command the game? You've got some text space. Make it very clear without abbreviation.
Fleet Command is the mobile game, yeah.
Oh, well, that's a JJ verse game, and now they shove everything. That zero can do anything because they have every universe, every era, and you can play any ship. If you can beam TOS Kirk into the JJ transporter room along with Locutus, then it's a game. There's zero canon happening of any kind. And that's all just fun. I mean, they just released a short, in fact, of Geordie doing something fancy on a live action comic, and it's obviously not canon. It's just some fun.
Oh, he clarified. Star Trek First Contact movie, so I was right. Ish. Um,
I've never heard FCM. It's always just FC.
it's FC, yeah.
I would tweak your in the future. It's just FC. It's FC, ints, nem,
Yeah.
6, gen. Yeah.
So yeah, is it the same universe? Maybe. They say it's Prime Universe. It's clearly visually not. So use your own discretion. If they say it's Prime, but we know
Well,
it
yeah.
might not be.
I mean, either First Con is a time loop, or it's a predestination, or it's a new timeline. Either it's Gabriel Bell version where they replace it, but it always happens the same. And therefore, First Contact always had Cochrane meet the Borg, always, and we just allowed it to happen the way it was meant to. Nothing changed. Cool, done. Or they went back and changed timeline, killed loads of people at wherever they were, and that changed history into a new universe, which is the Enterprise universe, which is different. In which case, it is 2 timelines, and the Enterprise E went back to the original timeline, none the wiser. You know, they saved the universe, but just kept their timeline because they went back to their timeline, or went to the future timeline, and all their histories are different, and they just live with it in Nemesis and Insurrection. So it's yeah, loop, which means it's all the same, or changed it, which means new universe and everything changed. Then Endgame also changed everything to that slant, because that was before Nemesis. So you have branches if you want to go branches.
Yes.
X flare. So you think they're killing the Gorn via solar flare then?
Possibly. I mean, there's 2 suns there. If we take that other picture as...
It's good. Fair. Good play.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we get some very TOS controls, both the sliders and the push button as well. It's like kind of like a touch screen. There are the physical, quote unquote, I hate this term, jelly bean buttons.
Oh, look at those. Pretty.
Yeah, those, you can even see the glue, which is very reminiscent of
Canon.
TOS Captain's Chair and stuff. Yeah.
Great. I mean, I didn't notice them in the thing, but yeah. I mean, they have had jelly beans since Discovery. They're just really subtle. But yeah, great, cool. Thanks for close-upping them.
Yeah.
And then Spock doing something, Pike doing something.
That's where he says we'll just turn it off before it blows up.
Yep. Then the gals, she's still here, Miss Unnamed. I mean, I don't know her name, lady who's always
Mitchell.
at the station.
Yes. Mitchell.
Yes, Gary Mitchell's ex-wife. Don't know, joking. Then a thing, which could be a solar flare thing.
Looks like it because there's little ships on the right, so it's kind of matches their simulation screen.
Yeah, some of these things are better in motion.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shuttle flying away. I could drop a bomb or something and
And then Spock pulling his prank. High 5, down low, too slow. Yeah.
Yeah. Funny. That's the problem. It's not meant to be funny because it's Vulcans.
I know. He's trying humor again, maybe. I don't know.
But it's funny to us as meta, but it's meant to be cringe because it's not funny.
Yeah.
So either way, they win.
And then
you know,
and then a super deceptive edit of Pike laughing. He's not laughing at that because it's in his quarters, and the other one's clearly at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
very short Vulcan, Mr. Patton. When Spock is 2 foot taller, it's fine. It's just like, yeah. July 17th. Goodness, we waited almost years for this.
Well, it's coming up quicker than you realize. It's already June, for Christ's sakes. We were talking about that earlier. You're like, how's it June already? It's like, right? The older you get, the faster time flies. Trust me. Yeah.
Don't know how.
Yeah, so that's the trailer in a proverbial nutshell.
Yeah, a 1 hour 45 nutshell. We covered it greatly, as we do. So what do you all think?
I gleaned a few things that I didn't realize.
Yeah, what are your closing thoughts on this? Tell us all. Tell us. For we must know the truth, the secrets.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. We're going to end the poll, though, with 33 votes. Do you think the Klingon zombies will explain the Disco Season 1 Klingons? 42%. That one wins. Will be a fun one-off at 39%, so very close. And then we'll pay off other Klingon lore 18%. Interesting. Thank you for voting on our poll.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Now, before you ask me, because I know you're going to, yes, I feel better about the trailer now that we've actually seen some insights. You always ask me this, so I'm just going to get into it right now. Breaking it down and actually looking at each frame, we have seen a lot more than you can when it's just quick flyby, 1 second, not even of a scene. I hate getting screenshots from trailers for that reason. As many times you got to go back and like frame by frame it to get something. But yeah, it feels more exciting than it did, which is bad because most people don't do this, if we're totally honest. But at the same time, they don't want to give too much away, so they don't want to dwell too long on any particular thing in a trailer, so they cut it together really quick. So yes, Sam, before you ask, I do feel better about having talked about it with you.
So Stuart, do you hate this trailer more than you did when you started? Aha!
No, I don't.
Oh.
I just said that.
Weren't prepared.
Are you not listening to me? Okay, that's fair.
Weren't prepared for that version of it, were you?
I was.
So quickly. No, Stanleys. That would be lame. Do something else. Doesn't know I want anyway. Do something different.
Yeah, we did cover the portal. Go take a look at that part of the live.
It's an alphabetical time order, so it's very easy to skim and find.
Yeah, we covered everything as we always do. So how about you? Do you feel different after having talked about it now and seen a little bit more, getting a few more insights?
Well, yeah, it's not so much that I like it more, because we didn't see anything new. We just made some boring feeling visuals more tantalizing. But not a lot, yeah. Just a little bit. Because there's nothing new there. But the fact that we made some interesting connections that you know, are because we were thinking and looking and whatever, is good. And also we took a few of the crazy theories out. You know, by seeing the two Federation ships firing at the portal, that changed that storyline. Okay, cool. The shifting room is now a place they do beam to with Corby. That's interesting. Okay, cool. So these things have been sort of like structured a bit more. Where that's also the problem with the show. They can do anything and get away with it. They could do weird stuff, but even the musical episode was done with restraint, except for the Klingons, was done with restraint, and that there's a respect for that. Mm-hmm. So this is not a trailer that benefits their ness, and that's weird. And I yeah, it's their weakest trailer so far. It's neither very fun, neither very energetic. It doesn't show particularly interesting visuals. It's not very good for character work. I'm not excited by a brother, no offense. And there's very little of note in terms of canon to pull from, which is sad. But I'm hoping either it's going to be entirely devoid of that, because they're going to do new stuff, or they're hiding it all because it's nicer reveals, which I'm fine with as well. But yeah, it's not one to get excited, but there's certainly more rudimentary baseline stuff than we thought, but we would expect nothing less because it's a TV show with millions of budget and hundreds of people, etc.
Zachary Gibbons asked, but do you like the trailer more than when it started? The answer is no, because when you watch the trailer and you don't get to see all these little details, the trailer still has me feeling the same way, like it was kind of hollow and empty. So no, I don't. I've seen exciting trailers for things before. This didn't excite me in any way. So no, I don't like it more. If you want to go in depth and just have the discussion we just had, then yeah, it's a little bit better. But going back and rewatching it, it'll still be the same. Okay, I'll still have the same feeling after watching it. So no is the answer to that, personally.
Yeah, I like it more as footage, but the trailer's still not very good.
Yeah.
The content's better, the trailer itself is not improved. Which is an odd clarification, but I think fair.
Well, it makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad we talked about it. I'm glad, because I do feel better
Yeah,
about what's
exactly.
in it, but it's
Yes.
the way it's shown is not well done, not well together.
Yeah, I feel better about what's in it, but there's still very little that excites me because they haven't shown stuff for it to excite me.
Yes.
Yeah, and the fact that a portal being shot at is the biggest thing is interesting, right? That's the only big thing.
Yeah. Well, Solaris, the long haul trucker, throws in $100 super chat, so much appreciated. Thank you so much. As technology advances, do you all think it would be portrayed in an episode where using transporter in combination with holodeck technology that they could use in a covert or scientific missions to transform people into their mission species or other creatures? I mean, they already have DNA things that we saw in season one that like converts the people into basically the culture they're going to examine. I don't think getting transporters involved would be a fantastic idea, but interesting concept. I just don't think they would ever do that. No. But thank you so much for the super chat. That is amazing. I really appreciate that. Um,
I mean, they did that in episode 1 of Stranger Worlds. They genetically modified people to be indistinguishably the other race. And in this season, they're going to have Vulcan transformation. So they've done it. They've done it twice in that regard.
So, I mean, the surgical procedures mixed with the DNA manipulation thing. I mean, I don't think they need to get transporters involved.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to do that personally.
I mean, I mean, in the TNG era or post Nemesis, like a micro holodeck to hollow your face into an alien race in a limited scope, that is very logical, right? And I'm sure you could do a limited range fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why transporter and holodeck would come together though. I get one or the other because transporting somebody and changing their pattern buffer DNA to be alien, I understand that, makes sense, hard to do, but I don't know.
Just keep their original pattern in the buffer. They should need to turn them back. Just saying. Keep that on standby.
But there's that classic thing of why aren't they healing everybody in Trek by just resetting their previous pattern? Because it's a healed pattern, right?
Yeah.
So the fact they can't do that tells us they can't do that. Beyond the obvious of it would just destroy storytelling, because that's boring. But yeah, thank you. That's amazingly helpful. Appreciate beyond belief. Everyone's awesome.
Yeah.
We love
I like
you
the
all.
idea of I like the idea of holographic disguises for sure, but those can go wrong very easily. The Doctor did it multiple times with his mobile emitter. Oh my god, which was an adapter at that point. It was adapting him to another alien species. So perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. 55 people here, 54 likes. Hit the like button, let's get to 55.
Esther Noir says, I think he means in live action with CGI masks like an O toy. So like in live action they just turn them with CGI into aliens in sort of through the camera.
I don't think that's what he meant at all. I don't think that's what he meant at all. But
that would be much.
That technology is
harder.
Interesting. Yeah, once they perfect it, I'm sure like 10 years down the road they might be able to do that. But
yeah, the problem with that specific concept is that the edge of someone's face is the problem, right?
Yes.
You can't just like swapping Sam Witwer's face in this with Kirk's face is a thing to do because it conforms to the edge. But adding CGI live action, like fake antennae around the mask of hair, is an entirely different procedure. Not even close to being the same level of difficulty. I mean, much, much more difficult. So, aliens like
I'm sure though in the future, in like 10 years, they might be able to perfect that.
Oh yeah, 10 is very doable. Just like there's no way now to do it in real time. Like Bajoran, but that's the same thing. Like adding, like I know there's a test out there. like adding CGI prosthetics, like damage. So you project a scar in live action, and Jules Urbach talked about that, how it would save actors hours of prosthetic time to just go in and have a live CGI mask of damage, and then because that you've already built that data set, and then you redo it after the fact as a higher res if you need it or not, and then you're saving all the time, and then you can, because it's just adding to your face. I said just, it's not just adding to your face, but it's there's still scanning involved. You got to scan the person and then make a 3D model of that, and then it can project. But it's that's doable. So if you're looking at like huge gruesome, injuries, but yeah, going outside of the confines of your face is difficult, and maybe on a green screen, as in if there's no confine, but there's no 3D tracking ability. Like if you could, okay, getting very technical. If you could have like infrared invisible dots in your hair that would be invisible to live action footage because they're in your hair, but fully readable and see through your head. So like I have tracking dots normally, but they were just seeable, and so you had like 20 in your hair at fully whatever, so you could track in 3 dimension using those, and they went wirelessly through your head, which is fine. Then you've got the data to add on versus track. That's possible, but that's like, we don't do that now for a reason, because it's like you can't really do that. But give it some years, right?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility in the future. Yes, absolutely.
I mean, hell, fan films we can track on alien makeup would be pretty fun.
Yep.
Oi, possibilities,
All right, guys, can we get one more light to get to 55? We have
yes, maybe
covered the entire trailer. If there's anything you guys saw that you want to specifically talk about, let us know.
Yeah, if you worked on the trailer and want to spoil episode 6, that's on you.
We got about 9 more minutes, so if anybody wants to throw anything in right now to chat about, we can for sure. But I think we did a pretty good job covering minute and a half trailer.
Yeah.
So
considering you were less than keen going in.
Yeah.
No, not a bad way.
I knew we would find stuff. But it's still not super impressed with the trailer overall. But
this is what we do.
Fleet Paw, $5. Samuel, I do give permission to use that scan you have of me, and you can bury some console insulation in my face if you had the need to. LOL.
Excellent. Just what I've been waiting to do and hear. Excellent. Yes, he's been fully scanned.
Yeah.
For use at some point in something, which we're getting closer to.
Yes.
So we should probably stop getting fucked over. As in, causing other delays.
Yeah. Funny, because even 5 years ago, definitely 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, if you had told me that you're going to use Sam Witwer to do that and have it be kind of almost real time, I would have said that's insane. Maybe someday, and yet here we are. So give it another 10 years, and it'd be interesting to see where that technology goes. So.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we the fact we can create very good AI images, we could not do that last year. We couldn't. So amazing.
And Solaris says, the reason I asked about combining the holodeck technology with the transporter technology is with the holographic technology, you can program the holographic system to augment the transporter system together.
How?
Yeah, I'm confused by that.
Clarify. Love to discuss it, but clarify how, because those are different systems. Explain what you mean. Non-super chat's fine.
And Fleetpaw says, console go blowy, uppy, and kills Fleetpaw, LOL. I'll pay money to see that. There you go. You have permission to kill Fleetpaw in one of your fan films.
What about all of them?
He can be on my bridge. You can blow him up. Blow up one of my consoles. It's fine.
And all the rocks fall on him. All space rocks.
You need like shrapnel in his head, like Garrett had.
Yeah, rip.
And Solaris goes on to say that way you can use the holographic safety system to make the program for the transporter. That's what the engineers are for. I'm still confused.
Are you saying you're beaming what the computer creates holographically into reality?
Oh, okay, that's different.
Because that would be computer pathways into digital energy visuals and then into matter.
And biological.
But then you're just creating sentient life, which is a bit of a,
Yeah, that's where I went back to my original thing of saying I wouldn't want to use the transporters in that way. I wouldn't trust it to change me into a different creature. I mean, just visually, maybe, but still, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, 57 likes. That's awesome. Like, get to 60 now. If another 3 people haven't hit like yet, please do so. Classic for real, $2. Nice to talk about new Trek content. Absolutely. That's what we like to do here. It's kind of our thing. So, and we love that you guys come along for the ride. Make sure you click the notification bell icon to also you don't miss anything. We love hanging out and chatting with you guys about it. So,
indeed, and go back and watch our Saturday's episode on the Atlas class battleship, which was very fun to record. New renders, which we like to do. We've been celebrating TOS before Strange New Worlds. We've got one more on the TOS fleet to look at, and go check Stuart's review of the watch, Fancy Space Affairs watch. If you want to buy one, there's Stuart's, I'm sure, very honest review.
yes.
He does tend to be honest.
Click the link in my description and check it out. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Don't have to buy it. Just check it out.
Yeah. And review coming from me from another one soon, too. Huzzah, huzzah.
And soon enough, there'll be a Star Trek related Nubio watch review that and Sam will do also. So Star Trek watches are cool. Just saying.
And pretty heavy. They are well made.
Yes, they are very quality.
Like my dad's reaction was, you could definitely
You can use it as a weapon for sure.
Successfully, yes.
Just hit somebody in the temple. Yeah.
That's called quality.
Being able to kill a man with a watch.
That's called
watch.
Look, James Bond would be proud. And speaking of proud, Stuart, I've been doing AI art this entire time because I like having buffer for our lives. And I had an idea.
Tyler Luster, who's also Fleet Paw, throws in $2. You can blow me up too, lol. Thank you. Hey, if you hit liked on both accounts, Fleet Paw, do it. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I like having buffer on things. I've just been doing random ideas, and that's one I quite liked. I did earlier because it's just a bit funny, really. Yeah, I had some silly ideas.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yes.
Oh, it's up already now. But we gotta go. It's past our time. Oh my god, he's buying Oreos with the tricorder facing the wrong way.
It's fun though, isn't it?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, join us for the AI creation lives as well. They're always fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, anywho's, until next time, which will probably be tomorrow because it will be. He's Commander Calkins.
He's got a Foley. Thank you all very much for joining, and see you soon.